Welcome back. This is the Upside Down Show, and it's always such a pleasure when we have to talk to family members.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, home is where the heart is.
Absolutely.
So when we get to speak to people from home, I mean, the feeling is quite different.
No, but on a serious note, Citi really has some big men, in the family.
Yeah.
Now,
people don't know.
Charlie, if they
But
knew,
who will tell them?
No, we'll tell the story.
Upside Down Show.
And this is a gentleman who does sound. So when you are here, you probably might just see him as some gentle guy, some quiet guy who will just come and fix your mic for you, or just make sure your sound is on point, when you have to go on air. But behind the scenes or beyond the city, he is doing amazing when it comes to creating music. Ladies and gentlemen, he also owns part of the capital. He is Nikome, the king of Accra. What up? So today I'm not going to tell you that. King of Accra, my sound, I can hear some noise. Welcome to the Upside Down Show.
Thank you. It's a different feeling being here.
Really? So explain that or share that experience with us. Today somebody was micing you.
Yes.
You are a guest. We are covering you.
It feels special though. Like the experience is different. Let's see how it goes. If you guys will not be too hard on me.
Well,
no, definitely to be hard on
I know how you guys do. I watch you from inside there.
Today you are here in the hot seat. King of Accra.
Hello.
Who are you?
I'm a musician, a sound engineer, just a music lover. You know what I mean? I'm a creative. That's how I like to describe myself.
Yeah. But how did it all start for you?
Okay, so it sounds cliche, but I've been doing music like since I was a child.
Yeah.
Because I was born into the church. My dad was a reverend minister, so
really?
I've always
What church?
Assemblies of God.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So my dad was with Assemblies of God. I mean, I was born into the church. I mean, so I've been around music like my whole life. I've been in the choir. I've been playing around with instruments and stuff like that. So I mean, that's how I think it started with me.
And you're not doing gospel?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Why? Did God offend you? Did Jesus offend you at some point?
No, not that. I wouldn't like to classify any song like I do to be like a gospel song, because when you look at my very first album, which was released last year, the first song on it is called Brana Besha Oba. It talks about God should come and look at what his child is doing right now, you know what I mean? So I would definitely do songs that will highlight the fact that I appreciate God, but I would not describe it as gospel music, you know what I mean?
But was there ever a conflict, I mean, in choosing the kind of songs to do? Did you ever have to beat yourself about it, whether to do secular or to do gospel, since you were born into the church?
No, because I think ever since I fell in love with like hip-hop music, I've just had the feeling that that is it. That's what I'm supposed to do. Not only just hip hop, but like any other genre apart from probably gospel, because I do reggae music too. You know what I mean? I'm able to do all types of stuff. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't just like to be categorized as a gospel artist. You know
you're not a preacher man, because you do other stuff. But so why did you not go straight into music? Why did you decide to maybe like have, a normal job, like 5 to 8, or come work in the media? Why are you not focusing on just music?
I mean, we need to be realistic as human beings, you know what I mean? When we're in Ghana, you can't do music in Ghana and eat well unless you are part of the big 4 or the big 3. You know what I mean? So there are a whole lot of people acting out there doing big manism, but they are really hungry on the downside. You know what I mean? And I don't want to lau, so definitely.
You
know what I mean?
But is it worth your while?
Yes, it is, definitely, because I'm able to easily purchase things that I would not have really been able to purchase if not for working a 9 to 5 or doing a hustle or something like that. So yes, it's definitely worth it. And I encourage anybody who is not part of the big 3 or the big 4 who wants to be able to do his or her music successfully, independently, without depending on anyone, to definitely try a hustle and entrepreneurship, get a job, something. It will keep you going.
That's the thing about you I like. I mean, you say it as it is.
It has to be said as it is.
Yeah. So recently, I mean, your name was out there. Or let me say you were out there, especially on social media, on Twitter. I mean, you just brought the heat to the fire. Especially with respect to artists you had worked for, who had failed or refused to pay you.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
I mean, it's like a culture in Ghana, which is close to a canker, if not more, where people will give you all sorts of assurances and tell you that be feature, but they will enjoy. But then, I mean, you have to go through the experience in order to be able to survive it, or else you just keep falling for the same thing all over again. And I felt like, I mean, I need to tell my truth. I don't need for a journalist to come and tell my truth for me. I need to come out and let people know what it is. I don't have to lie, you know what I mean? Because there are people looking up to me. And recently, let me just tag this the death of the 10-year or the 11-year-old boy, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want people to look at me and feel like, hey, this guy is some big man and everything's okay with him. Let me try and go and do something so that I become like him. I need to let them know that this is what it is. So that when be hustle and be real. If you're not real, I mean, you can do your PR and be all good about it, but then who's it going to affect? It's going to affect you. So I say it as it is, and I feel like the people who need to understand will understand it. But obviously, there are certain emotional people who will definitely not understand what it is.
So we don't want to drop names, people you have worked with who, I'm not saying bash people or something, you know. So for example, bash people,
I can just tell the truth.
Exactly. So can you share some of the people you've worked with, you know, and it's been some way, you know, who?
I can't sit here and say that every top person that I've worked with here has paid me. So you can just look through
none of them.
None of them. But I did. If you're following the conversation on Twitter, I did mention names.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so
none of them.
For those who were not following the conversation on Twitter, maybe you want
they can definitely do the Twitter search and then find out the information.
So share with us some of the top people that you have worked with.
I've worked with Samini. I've worked with Sarkodie. I've worked with Daddy Opanka. I've worked with Trickmatic. I've worked with a whole lot of artists, you know what I mean? There are a lot.
Yeah.
I've mentioned a few names.
But have you not also benefited? You know, sometimes you give out something and you also receive something, maybe kind of butter stuff, you know. You may not be given physical cash. But if you are working with somebody like Samini, if you're working with somebody like Sarkodie, is he also not putting your work out there? Did you consider it that way?
Yeah, I did consider it that way. That's why I've been quiet for all these years until now.
So why are you talking now?
Because I feel like it's worthless to get paid by popularity when you're doing tangible work. You don't get paid by popularity.
Yeah.
Is it because now, you know, sometimes when you are a bit far from where you want to be, you will consider certain things. But maybe now you see yourself as me to have arrived to Charlie.
But back then you were enjoying the fame, so you were riding along with it.
By enjoying the fame, what do you mean by enjoying the fame? How do you enjoy fame?
Well, the name was out there. I mean, you step out. I mean, let's face reality like we're doing. If the name is out there, you step out. You get to enjoy some favors because the name is out there.
Okay, so there's something that I would like to mention, right? I was not someone who was trying to become popular.
Okay.
It just happened. So I was in a studio working for a certain man. I wouldn't like to highlight him right now.
Why?
For personal reasons.
You all fell apart?
No, we didn't fall apart.
He owes you too?
Well, I would say yes.
Charlie, be like everyone owes you in the industry.
Because, okay, so let me tell that story.
Employ me to collect your money for you. You have money in the system.
Let me tell you a story. So I was working with this man who set up a studio when he came back from the UK, and he happened to employ me to work in the studio. I mean, if people will put their minds to it, they will get the name, but I wouldn't want to mention it.
Examination questions like this.
So there was a time where I got admission into uni. And I used to still go back to the studio and still work with him. And he calls me and tells me that, okay, come work for me, I'll pay you X amount of money. So the very last straw that broke the camel's back was when he brought me back on campus after going to work for him. And then he looked me dead in the eye and told me that, yo, I cannot pay you. If I pay you, I'll be running at a loss.
Whoa.
Yeah, he told me that.
But was it
the
realistic? You know, I mean, we know the industry that we have now.
Yeah.
Do you think that people are just being wicked? People are just trying to, you know, cheat people out of business? Or you think that genuinely, just as much as sound engineers are facing some challenges, musicians are equally facing the challenges? So you might have musicians, you know, live some kind of flamboyance on social media or, I mean, outside, but genuinely, they don't have it.
Okay, so I would refer to the interview I had with Olele on Citi Countdown, where I told him that it's understandable that an artist will want to cheat a producer because probably Gamro is also cheating him as much as they're cheating all of us. So I mean, it is what it is. But then I'm not going to calm down for you because you have wronged me based on the fact that somebody is wronging you. I might disturb both you and the person, you know what I mean, disturbing you. And I don't think I'm calm about things when it gets to
eat.
Yeah, but then what happened to putting pen to paper, contracts? And there's this thing you guys have. What was the name? Something sheet, split sheet.
Split sheet.
Yeah. What happened to all that?
Okay, so a split sheet is basically just a document that is outlining what part of the music you played, like I wrote in. So let's say there's a song called Be Mine, where I featured my brother in the newsroom, where I was featured by my brother in the newsroom,
Mr. Carl.
So on that split sheet, my name will be in the split sheet, and it will say that okay, I wrote the hook and I performed the hook on the song. That's basically what a split sheet is, and the split sheet will be beneficial if you have a publisher. So you can sign over the song's rights to the publisher, and the publisher will now scan throughout the globe and then take all the monies that is due you for you. You know what I mean?
Okay. So
the split, not to cut you, the split sheet will not actually. It will help. It's important, but then that's not what is going to get you what you need. What you need is like a written contract that says that King of Accra is producing the song, and at the end of the day, when we release the song, he owns 20% of all streams. Or when I perform the song here, he owns 20% of what I'm paid. You know what I mean? That's what will save the
How are you not
producer.
doing that?
Okay, so like I said in the beginning, you get all sort of promises. Oh, let's work. When the work pays off, we'll chop, and then after 10 years, you are still hungry.
So my question still stands. You have experienced this over and over again. Why would you still fall victim to this? Okay,
so I can't really say I've experienced it over and over and over again. So let's say I started
because almost every top musician you've worked with, one way or the other, owes you.
Yeah, but
so why do you keep working with them?
Within a particular period of time.
Okay, so now it won't happen.
Yeah.
No, I don't really have no interest in working with people, you know what I mean?
Now you're doing your own stuff.
Yeah, I record myself and I release my music. So I released an album last year called Adulthood, and I really like what Adulthood.
The name is even
Tell us about the album.
It says so much.
Okay, so
what do you mean by adulthood?
Adulthood is me telling the world that I think I've come of age, even though people will see me and say that hey, you're old, like you've already been of age, but musically, with experience and everything, I've come of age. So there's no way I'm going to be that person I was in 2008 when people first heard of me, or 2009 when people first heard of me. So adulthood is me telling people that I'm now experienced. I'm now a grown man in the business or in my craft.
Okay, so
how many songs are on that album?
19.
19?
Yeah.
Why?
Your first album has 19 songs.
Yeah.
But you could have split
you're a big
the
man.
songs. You can have like 3 albums or more.
I could have. You know, last year was a special year. COVID allowed me to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In as much as it was also a bad moment for the world, like I also lost like family due to COVID. You know what I mean?
About that.
So every time that when we were working here, you know, we used to run shifts here. I come in the morning and I go back home in the afternoon. When I go home, I'm able to use the rest of the time to do music, and I can make like 2-3 songs in a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, so now that you've come of age, now that you're experienced and you're in your adulthood, we have something that adults do, So please show us some of your experiences.
Oh, no, not really, because listen, I'm not really a keyboardist or a pianist or a professional player. Yeah. I'm just someone who is, I'll just say I'm a very lucky person because like I don't really know how to play the keyboard, but when I get in a studio, like I can produce about 10 beats within like just say 2 hours or less. You know what I mean? So it's
you're not going to do keyboard.
I can do some keyboard
let's
for
hear
you.
you work some magic.
It's going to be something that you can
magic, man.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so. So let's say I'm in the studio right now.
Okay.
And obviously this is something I'll do at the last. I'll bring drums definitely at the last point.
Okay.
But so then that will be one loop that will keep on looping. Then I'll get another idea, probably a lead or something, and I'll just add it. So this is basically how I will start making a beat, put my first ideas down. And I've never tried, I've tried, but I felt like it was a waste of my time. So I stopped learning how to play the keyboard because I was so engulfed in knowing how to make beats and making beats by myself. And I need to chip it in here for good measure. I was trained to make beats by Hammer of the Last Two.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Right after I finished my junior high school.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Which year was this?
Wow. Come on,
I nearly
got out of the bag.
Okay, so I finished my JSS somewhere in 2000. Yeah,
2000?
Yeah.
Make you feel like an old woman. At where?
In East Legon, a school called Elican School in East Legon. So I grew up in East Legon.
Nice.
Okay, you look it.
Yeah, that beach.
I don't mean that.
You're a hustler. But you know, maybe King of Accra should record a single, and feature me.
Yeah.
But it's going to be pro bono.
Your voice is.
I can't pay. People beg. I can't pay. So don't take me to Twitter.
Sit right with him.
Okay, King of Accra.
What's up?
You have beautiful songs. Now I have heard the beautiful stuff you've done. We knew you were coming, and so we got a microphone for you.
Ta-da.
And you have to do something for us.
All right, man.
Okay.
Take us away,
So
man.
what song would you like me to perform?
Just take us away. We are at your service. Anything,
Okay, let's perform Odeshi.
Okay.
Right. So that's a new one.
Not too new. That's the one I released before, the very new one that's out now. So this one features Sconti, big ups to you wherever you are, Kojo Sconti of my time. If in my money don't call me, if in my money don't call me. When you just see me, just bash yeah. When you just see me, just dash yeah. If in my money don't call me, if in my money don't call me. When you just see me, just bash yeah. When you just see me, just dash yeah. Odeshi, 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 Hami Odeshi, 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 Odeshi. If it don't money, don't call me. I promise those things they bore me. I'm up in the morning, I pray to the Father, make sure me the things wait there for me. Go grow more science, I will home up. Now let's get back to the money. If my enemies them all run away, my haters there them be funny. When I make money, I reinvest. Looking for business, I never rest. I day alive, I for do good and work on my better, become the best. Back in the day, my people they dream about Lambo, but right now they're cruising a Benzo. Soon we go reach the Lambo.
If in my money don't call me, when you just see me just bash yeah. When you just dash yeah.
If in my money don't call me, if in my money don't call me.
When you just see me, just
Where she at?
when you just see me, just
Just there she at. Oh there she. Oh there she. Oh there she. Oh there she. Hammy, oh there she. Oh there she. Oh there she. Oh there she. Hammy, oh there she. Oh there she. Oh there she. Oh there she. Hammy, oh there she. Oh there she. Oh there she. Oh there she.
oh, this shit.
It's like about on the trap beat. I be you know me. Need kill away coming on the track with a heavy bang now. Hoodie on my back, J's on my feet. You know it's about to go down. Ripping.
Wow. No, it's fantastic. It's awesome. Yeah. All right. Okay. No, you're not in the studio. You're not on stage. You know, we just put you on the spot. And this is what being a musician is all about.
Thank you, thank you.
Proud
So
of
this
you.
is not even the latest. Which one is the latest?
The latest is Nyonko Boni. I released Nyonko Boni because of the situation that happened in Kaswa. Just to let people know that you don't need to follow people for shortcuts. You know what I mean? Shortcuts are dangerous, so definitely let's be wary of that. You know what I mean?
Is that one by yourself only, or it has?
Yeah, just me myself. Yeah, most of the time I like to do stuff by myself.
Amazing. All right, man. Kino from Accra.
Charlie, you're a
This is
big man.
absolutely wonderful stuff. Charlie, you're going places, bro. I tell you, no lie, man. I don't have the voice, but I've got the ear for good music. So
Absolutely.
I'm telling you for a fact, you're going
All
places.
right,
That
you
was
know.
absolutely
It was
beautiful.
good being here. It was good.
Don't worry, so I know that for you, we'll still have you around because very soon you'll be fixing my sound and all. for me.
Definitely.
Yeah,
And I
I'm
love
going back
that.
to fix your sound
Yeah,
right
man.
now.
I was saying
The hustle continues,
you know,
man.
the superstar that you are. Kino Fakwa, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
All right,
Yeah.
you're still watching the Upside Down Show, proudly brought to you by Vodafone Ghana. Together, we
can.
can. We'll be right back after this break.